Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Tuesday, June 18th, 2019. Today, I'm going to talk about yesterday's baseball games, look ahead to today's games, World Cup, look ahead to today's and tomorrow's games, look back at yesterday's games, the Men's World Series in college baseball, look ahead to tonight's games and pick 'em. Eric Karlsson, we'll talk about his extension and what it means, 2 mock drafts to do, and obviously my best bet of the day. We're going to start in Major League Baseball and go around the league and go over the results, look ahead to today's games. And without further ado, here we go. Yankees over the Rays 3-0. They're up a game and a half in the division now. They improved to 44-27. Rays dropped to 43-29. Masahiro Tanaka gets the win. He's 5-5. Yonny Chirinos the loss, 7-3. How about this for Masahiro Tanaka? Complete game shutout, 2 hits, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts, ERA 3.23. Yankees needed a performance like that from one of their starters. Yonny Chirinos, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts, ERA of 3. Angels over the Blue Jays 10-5. The Angels are 36-37. Toronto's 26-46. Felix Pena to win. He's 5-1. Edwin Jackson the loss, 1-5. The opener for the Angels in this game was Luis Garcia, an inning, a hit, and a run, no walks, and a strikeout, ERA 4.85. Felix Pena relieved 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 4.7. Derek Law was the opener for Toronto, an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 4.84. Edwin Jackson, 2/3 of an inning, 6 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts, ERA an ugly 12.43. Reds over to Astros 3-2. The Reds go to 32-38. The Astros drop to 48-25. Luis Castillo gets the win. He's 7-1. Wade Miley the loss, 6-4. Mike Lorenzen gets his 3rd save of the year. Luis Castillo pitched well, 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 2.26, except for the walks, obviously. Wade Miley, 4 in the 3rd innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 3.3. He's been bad on the road, but good at home. Braves over the Mets, 12-3. The Braves go to 43-30. The Mets drop to 34-38. Mike Soroka to win. He's 8-1. Zach Wheeler to loss, 5-5. Soroka, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 2 strikeouts, ERA 2.12. Zach Wheeler, 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 4.94. Rangers over the Indians, 7-2. The Rangers are 39-33. The Indians are 37-34. Lance Lynn to win. He's 8-4. Mike Clevenger to loss, 1-1. Lynn, 7 innings, 6 hits, and a run, no walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA 4.16. Clevenger, 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 2.7. Red Sox over the Twins, 2-0. Big win for Boston. They are 40-34. Minnesota's 47-24. Rick Porcello to win. He's 5-6. Jose Barrios to loss, 8-3. Ryan Brazier gets his 7th save of the year. Rick Porcello, 7 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, a walk, 8 strikeouts, ERA 4.31. Jose Barrios, 8 innings, 5 hits, and a run, no walks, 10 strikeouts, ERA 2.86. Cardinals over the Marlins, 5-0. The Cards are 37-34. Miami's 25-45. Miles Mikolas to win. He's 5-7. Alicia Hernandez lost. He's 0-2. Mikolas, 6 innings, 6 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 4.48. He looked like the Mikolas from last year. Alicia Hernandez, 6 innings, 5 hits, and a run, no walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 3.95. Giants over the Dodgers, 3-2. The Dodgers dropped to 48-25. Giants improved to 31-39. Tyler Beede the win. He's 1-2. Kenta Maeda the loss, 7-4. Will Smith gets his 19th save of the year. Beede, 6 innings, 3 hits, an earned run, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 6.67. Maeda, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 3.87. Athletics over the Orioles, 3-2. The A's are 37-36. Baltimore's 21-51. Mike Fiers to win. He's 7-3. Andrew Kashner to loss, 6-3. Blake Trinan gets his 16th save of the season. Mike Fiers, 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 4.28. Andrew Kashner, 6 innings, 4 hits, and a run, and walk, 2 strikeouts, ERA 4.48. Padres over the Brewers, 2-0. The Pods are 36-37. Milwaukee 40-32. Joey Lucchesi to win, 6-4. Julius Chassin the loss, 3-8. Kirby Yates gets his 25th save of the year. Lucchesi, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, rate 3.74. Chassin, 4 and 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, rate 5.6. Royals over the Mariners 6-4. The Royals are 24 and 48. Mariners are 31 and 45. Brian Flynn, the win, he's 1-0. Losing pitcher for the Mariners, dropping the 1-2 on the year is Anthony Bass. Ian Kennedy gets his 8th save of the year. Danny Duffy, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, rate 4.64. Tanner Scott, 2/3 of an innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, ERA 7.71. Tommy Alone in relief, 6 in the 3rd innings, 3 hits and a run, no walks, 6 strikeouts, rate 3.03. Phillies Nationals postpone makeup date tomorrow. The games on tonight's slate: Rays Yankees at 7 o'clock. Ryan Stanek, the opener, against Jay Happ. Phillies Nationals: Jake Arrieta and Patrick Corbin. Tigers and the Pirates: Daniel Norris and Mitch Keller. Angels Blue Jays: Tyler Skaggs and Marcus Stroman. Astros Reds: Justin Verlander and Anthony DeSclafani. Mets Braves at 7:20, Jacob deGrom and Julio Teheran. 8 o'clock, White Sox Cubs: Ivan Nova and Cole Hamels. Indians Rangers: Zach Plesac and Adrian Sampson. Red Sox Twins: David Price and Michael Pineda. 8:15, Mariners Cardinals: Jack Flaherty against Jordan Yamamoto. 9:40, Rockies Diamondbacks: Antonio Senzatella against Merrill Kelly. 10 o'clock, Orioles Athletics: Gabriel Noah against Brett Anderson. Brewers Padres: Brandon Woodruff against, making his big league debut, Logan Allen. Giants Dodgers: Sean Anderson and Clayton Kershaw. And Royals Mariners: Homer Bailey and Yusei Kikuchi. Now we'll move on to the Women's World Cup. Some interesting results from yesterday. He had Germany over South Africa 4-0. Germany's goals were scored by Melanie Lepoltz in the 14th minute, Sarah de Brits in the 29th minute, Alexandra Popp in the 40th minute, and Lena Magol in the 58th minute. Chile and Spain drew a 0-0 tie. Norway over South Korea 2-1. First goal of the game was scored by Caroline Graham Hansen, penalty kick. Then Isabel Herlovsen in the 51st minute on a penalty kick. Then Yeo Minji in the 78th minute put Korea on the board. France over Nigeria 1-0. France's lone goal was scored on a penalty kick by Wendy Renard in the 79th minute. Ngozi Ibiri was red flagged from Nigeria in this game in the 75th minute, so that was another interesting thing that happened. Today's games, you have Jamaica and Australia, 3 o'clock on Fox Sports 2. I am definitely taking Australia here. They're the much better team. The 3 o'clock Fox Sports 1, Italy and Brazil. That's going to be an interesting game. Italy's had a good tournament. Brazil's normally good, but they're off to a slow start in this tournament. So I'm going to go with Italy here to win. Tomorrow's games, Japan and England. This one is a tough call for me. Two teams that are pretty good. I'm going to go with England. And then you got Scotland and Argentina, 3 o'clock on Fox Sports 2. That's going to be an interesting game between two teams that haven't really had that much success, but I'm going to go with Argentina here. The College World Series. I'm going to look at games from yesterday, look ahead to today's games. Texas Tech over Arkansas 5-4. That was an elimination game as Texas Tech moves on. Michigan over Florida State 2-0. Michigan's on the Cinderella run right now. They're playing really, really well. Henry pitched a complete game shutout. Today's games, 2 o'clock ESPN, Louisville and Auburn, elimination game. I'm going to go with Auburn. I think they're the better team that's playing better right now. 7 o'clock ESPN, Vanderbilt and Mississippi State. I'm going to take Vanderbilt because I think that's the best team in the field, and I really believe that they'll win this tournament. Before I move on to my mock drafts, Erik Karlsson of the San Jose Sharks got paid 8 years, $88 million. I think that could backfire in the long half of that deal. The second half of that deal could backfire. He's somebody that's been injury prone over the last couple of years. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, and he deserves the money for all he's done. But I think it was risky to pay him that much because I think that he can age out pretty bad, and we've seen a lot of these bad contracts emerge in hockey once the player would get paid in his late 20s, early 30s. But lo and behold, the Sharks gave up a lot for Karlsson, so they had to re-sign him. It took longer than they thought, but they prevent a free agent from going on the market, and they had to overpay too. And another thing that happened in the hockey world yesterday, the New York Rangers acquired Jacob Trouba from the Winnipeg Jets for the 20th pick in the draft, which was originally owned by Winnipeg from the Kevin Hayes deal that they sent to the Rangers, and defenseman Neil Pionk. That is a highway robbery win trade pulled off by John Davidson and Jeff Gorton from the Rangers. And now the Rangers have acquired both Adam Fox and Jacob Trouba this offseason. That should be their top pairing going into next year. And then they also have Brady Shea. They also have Anthony D'Angelo, who took some strides last year. And then on the back end, their last two, Mark Stahl, who is aging and is not the same player he once was. And that sixth defense spot's now wide open with the dealing away of Pionk. Maybe it'll be Kevin Shattenkirk unless they trade him. Maybe it will be somebody like Keandre Miller eventually, who should be up next year playing on the Rangers. My buddy Derek thinks that he'll be up by spring of 2020. But I'm really high on Keandre Miller, and it looks like that he's going to go to college for another year. So that'll probably be the long-term last defense spot for the Rangers. And then, obviously, Mark Stahl is somebody that's on his way out in terms of age and whatnot. So Jacob Trouba immediately makes the Rangers better. Are they a playoff team with this trade? Maybe. It depends on their goaltending. If Henrik Lundqvist can turn back the clock, then maybe that's a playoff team in the East. Maybe that replaces Columbus or Carolina or the Islanders in the playoffs in the East. And then Philly being the other team that makes it, that missed last year. So, great trade by the Rangers. Winnipeg doesn't get enough, in my opinion. They get their own first-round pick back and a defenseman that really should be playing in the American Hockey League rather than the National Hockey League, because he's an offensive defenseman. And someone that, let's be honest, regressed last year from the Rangers after being very promising at the end of the 2017-18 season. Now we'll move on to my latest NBA mock draft. I'll obviously go from 1 to 30. There's some changes from the last one. This is my 8th mock draft in terms of NBA. Without further ado, here we go. Number 1, New Orleans Pelicans, Zion Williamson, power forward center Duke. The Pelicans are massive winners here for landing the best prospects since LeBron James. Anthony Davis is now in Los Angeles, and the Pelicans can now start fresh with Williamson on board and all the other assets they received from the Lakers. 2, Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant, point guard, Murray State. The Grizzlies are big winners here as they jump to 2. Morant is somebody that people are down on due to weaker competition, but he's really shown that he's the real deal, or at least could be. Assuming he is the selection, he'd be the perfect replacement for Mike Conley, who they can trade this offseason for more assets to build around. 3. New York Knicks. R.J. Barrett, shooting guard, small forward, Duke. Barrett was the preseason top prospect before Zion broke onto the scenes and wowed everyone. He was overshadowed due to Zion's presence on the team, but he had his moments. Now with Kevin Durant tearing his Achilles, and regardless if they sign him or not, I think it's more realistic they keep this pick rather than trade it for immediate help. 4. New Orleans Pelicans from the Los Angeles Lakers. Jarrett Culver, shooting guard, Texas Tech. The Pelicans get this pick in the monster package they got from the Lakers in the Anthony Davis deal. Culver is somebody that had a sensational sophomore season to become a projected top lottery pick. He's somebody that can shoot the ball and rebound well for his position. He would be a really good third guard off the bench as Drew Holiday and Lonzo Ball start. 5. Cleveland Cavaliers. DeAndre Hunter, small forward, power forward, Virginia. The Cavaliers are definitely bummed they didn't land in the top 3, but they shouldn't be upset with Hunter. He's somebody that was excellent in Virginia's run to the title last season, and his stock rose in light of it. I like Hunter, and I believe he could surprise some folks as a rookie because of his fine two-way play. 6. Phoenix Suns. Darius Garland, point guard, Vanderbilt. The Suns were another lottery loser as they dropped from 3 to 6. Their biggest need coming into the offseason was a point guard, and they land one here with Garland. He did only play in 5 games this past season due to the knee injury he suffered. A backcourt with him and Devin Booker would be interesting. 7. Chicago Bulls. Kobe White, point guard, shooting guard, North Carolina. The Bulls dropped from 4 to 7, which isn't ideal for them. This would be an interesting selection considering that they already have Chris Dunn on their roster. White is someone who was great in his lone collegiate season, and that's what got him to this position. He and Zach LaVine would be an interesting backcourt pairing. 8. Atlanta Hawks. Cam Reddish, small forward, Duke. Reddish, like R.J. Barrett, is someone that was overshadowed on the Blue Devils squad because of Zion's presence. Reddish did not shoot the ball well at times throughout the season, and he needs to develop that consistent shot in the pros. If he does that, then the Hawks got themselves another building block to go with the rest of the young core. 9. Washington Wizards. Sekou Doumbouya, small forward, shooting guard, France. Doumbouya is somebody that showed a good jump shot and quality defensive play too overseas. The defensive side needs to be more proven once he's in the league full-time. He's someone that will probably be a bench player for the Wiz that could see G League time if he needs more development time. 10. Atlanta Hawks from the Dallas Mavericks. Jackson Hayes, center, Texas. Hayes is someone who developed later on in his high school days and carried it over to college. He shot from a high percentage this past season and showed an ability to protect the rim. He would be an interesting fit next to John Collins in their front court. 11. Minnesota Timberwolves. Rui Hachimura, small forward, Gonzaga. Hachimura is somebody that is super talented and really took his game up a notch this past season. The buzz at the Combine was that there was very little chance Hachimura slipped out of the lottery, with Minnesota generally thought to be a soft landing spot for him. 12. Charlotte Hornets. Kevin Porter Jr., shooting guard, USC. Porter is somebody that is a lottery talent that could very well drop into the 20s due to the injuries and suspension he had in college. If Porter lived up to the expectations he was given before college, the Hornets could be getting themselves a player. 13. Miami Heat. Nasir Little, small forward, North Carolina. Little is somebody who had an uneven season with North Carolina to the point Kobe White became the best freshman on the team. He showed flashes of good shooting and always has been a great athlete. He has lottery talent, and if he lives up to capability, the Heat got themselves a player. 14. Boston Celtics from the Sacramento Kings via Philadelphia 76ers. Goga Bitski, center, Serbia. The Celtics are a team that wants a lot more size. Bitski, although there is skepticism because he played overseas, is creative, who is terrific in the mid-range, crafty with the ball in his hands, and a strong force in the post. 15. Detroit Pistons. Romeo Langford, shooting guard, Indiana. Langford is someone that dealt with a torn labrum this past season, which probably held him back in college. He didn't shoot the ball well this past season, but if that improves, the Pistons found themselves a player. 16. Orlando Magic. Tyler Harrow, shooting guard, Kentucky. Harrow is someone that is a very fast riser of late. He's somebody that can flat out shoot the ball, and the Magic are a team that needs outside perimeter shooting badly. If they take Carroll, it would not shock me if he ends up being a big contributor immediately. 17, Atlanta Hawks from the Brooklyn Nets. P.J. Washington, power forward, Kentucky. After finally owning their first round pick for the first time in a long time, what did the Nets do? Traded away with a bad contract to clear cap space to entice the star player to join the team. Meanwhile, Washington is someone that has the talent of a lottery pick with his ability to stretch the floor. He would be a nice bench contributor for a team like the Hawks. 18, Indiana Pacers. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, shooting guard, Virginia Tech. Alexander Walker had a great sophomore season to improve his draft stock. What makes him a hot commodity is that he can guard multiple positions and play on and off the ball. The Pacers are a team that needs wing depth, and Alexander Walker can provide that. 19, San Antonio Spurs. Nicholas Claxton, power forward, center, Georgia. Claxton is one of the fastest risers as we are less than a week away from the draft. He has great size and mobility, and his versatility will be why he's picked possibly higher than this. 20, Boston Celtics from the Los Angeles Clippers. Keldon Johnson, shooting guard, small forward, Kentucky. The Celtics go with the talented winger in Johnson, who has good size and can shoot the ball well. He needs some work defensively, and I believe Johnson is somebody that can learn in the NBA under a good coach like Brad Stevens. 21, Oklahoma City Thunder. Cameron Johnson, small forward, North Carolina. Johnson is someone that was a very steady player in college for the Tar Heels. He's someone that can defend pretty well and shoot the three ball well. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes higher than this or he goes in the second round. 22, Boston Celtics. Brandon Clark, power forward, Gonzaga. The second Gonzaga player comes off the board with Clark. He provides energy and great two-way play, and he is someone that the analytic nerds would love with his high PER this past college season. 23, Utah Jazz. Bull, center, Oregon. The Jazz take somebody that is perhaps the biggest high-ceiling, low-floor prospect in the draft in Bull. He's somebody with lottery talent that has shown good rim protection and solid three-point shooting for a 7-footer. 24, Philadelphia 76ers. Matthias Thybulle, small forward, Washington. Thybulle is somebody who was curiously left off the NBA Combine list but has the talent to be a first-round pick. He's somebody that showed fine two-way play with solid three-point shooting and great defensive instincts. 25, Portland Trailblazers. Mfiondu Kabengele, power forward, center, Florida State. Kabengele is somebody whose stock has risen of late. The Blazers are a team that actually has some depth up front, but will probably lose Enes Kanter in free agency, and Kabengele is someone that provides versatility and defends well. 26, Cleveland Cavaliers from the Houston Rockets. Ty Jerome, point guard, shooting guard, Virginia. Jerome is somebody that was very good in Virginia's championship run. He's someone that is versatile and can defend multiple positions very well. A rebuilding team like the Cavaliers could use a player like Jerome that should provide good leadership skills and is a great teammate. 27, Brooklyn Nets from the Denver Nuggets. Bruno Fernando, center, Maryland. Fernando is somebody that has tantalizing upside that averaged a double-double this past season. He has an NBA-ready body and could possibly be a bench contributor for the Nets next season. 28, Golden State Warriors. Dylan Windler, shooting guard, small forward, Belmont. Windler is somebody that is very underrated coming into the draft. He's somebody that can flat out score, shoot it from three, and space the floor well. The Warriors are a team that really needs wing depth with the torn ACL of Klay Thompson and the torn Achilles of Kevin Durant, regardless of whether he comes back or not. So this would be a logical pick. 29, San Antonio Spurs from the Toronto Raptors. Lucas Simonik, power forward, Olympija. Simonik had a great showing at the Combine and likely played his way into first-round territory, showcasing his offensive versatility and improved physique that bodes well for the growth of his game. He's an ideal stretch four with his skill level and size and didn't look bad moving his feet defensively either. 30, Milwaukee Bucks. KZ Okpala, small forward, Stanford. Okpala is someone whose stock is rising at the moment due to his length and wingspan. The Bucks can use some wing depth, especially if Chris Middleton leaves in free agency, and Okpala could be a bench guy for them and provide valuable minutes. That's it for my NBA mock draft, and now I'm going to do my latest NHL mock draft. This is my 6th edition of it, so without further ado, here we go. Number 1, New Jersey Devils. Jack Hughes, center, USNDT. Hughes is somebody that people have been talking about since last year in terms of young, up-and-coming impact draft prospects. He's going to come in and have an immediate impact on a team that needs young assets to go with Taylor Hall and former number 1 overall pick Nico Hischier. 2, New York Rangers. Kaapo Kakko, right wing, Leha, TPS. The Rangers have to be thrilled for making this big of a jump into the lottery. Kakko is somebody that will jumpstart this rebuild as he broke a ton of scoring records in Leha. He will also make an immediate impact and would yet be another prospect to add to a suddenly loaded prospect group featuring Vitaly Kravtsov and K'Andre Miller. 3, Chicago Blackhawks. Alex Turcotte, center, USNDT. Turcotte is somebody that is a very dynamic two-way center. That stock is rising. He played in the Under-18 World Championship and absolutely thrived to the point where he's the consensus choice to go third, and he's drawn comparisons to Jonathan Toews. 4, Colorado Avalanche from the Ottawa Senators. Kirby Dach, center, Saskatoon, WHL. Dak is one of the fastest risers with less than a week to go before the draft. And he is one of the most NHL-ready players in the draft other than Hughes and Kakko. So the Avalanche could be getting a great player here. He excels on offense with his instincts and vision and can be a good number 2 center down the road behind Nathan MacKinnon. 5, Los Angeles Kings. Bowen Byram, defenseman, Vancouver, WHL. The Kings have options with this pick as they could trade the pick, take a forward, or go defense like I have them doing here. Byram is the best defenseman in the draft, and the Kings need more young defensemen as Drew Doughty is aging. 6, Detroit Red Wings. Trevor Zegras, forward, USNDT. Zegras is somebody whose stock is rising because of his versatility and has smart vision. He's a good two-way player and is someone that the Red Wings would move around their lineup because of his versatility. 7, Buffalo Sabres. Dylan Cozens, center, Lethbridge, WHL. Cozens is someone that I'm very high on and feel that has a ton of potential. He's very dynamic and would give the Sabres a great number 2 center behind Jack Eichel down the road. 8, Edmonton Oilers. Cole Caulfield, forward, USNDT. The Oilers could go in a bunch of different directions here. Caulfield is someone whose draft stock is rising due to his versatility, and he provides, and he could pan out into a top 6 forward. 9, Anaheim Ducks. Vasily Podkolzin, right wing, St. Petersburg, KHL. Podkolzin is someone that was outstanding in the World Junior, but wasn't putting up stats offensively in Russia. I could see Podkolzin slipping further than this due to contract concerns with the KHL, but at the same time, due to his upside, I could see him being picked in the top 3. 10, Vancouver Canucks. Matthew Boldy, right wing, USNDT. Boldy is yet another USNDT player taken in the lottery. He has a ton of size and can score the puck from both sides of the wing, and is someone the Canucks would take a chance on. 11, Philadelphia 76ers. Peyton Curbs, left wing, Kootenay, WHL. Curbs is someone that is a dynamic offensive force like some of the other wingers in the top of the draft. He's fast and has a good hockey IQ, which the Flyers would like. 12, Minnesota Wild. Alex Newhook, center, Victoria, BCHL. Newhook is somebody that has been up and down draft boards of late, and it wouldn't surprise me if he was a lottery pick or if he fell out of the first round. He's a big offensive force and has blazing speed. 13, Florida Panthers. Philip Broberg, defenseman, AIK, Sweden. The Panthers could go in a number of directions with this pick. Broberg is someone that is a good offensive defenseman and has good vision as well as controls the game well in all zones. 14, Arizona Coyotes. Arthur Kaliev, left wing, Hamilton, OHL. Kaliev is somebody that can flat out score. Some people have concerns with his skating ability and his two-way game, or else he would be in the conversation for a top 10 or even a top 5 pick. 15, Montreal Canadiens. Raphael Lavoie, forward, Halifax, OHL. Lavoie is someone whose draft stock is rising that could be a immediate contributor for the Canadiens. He is a physical player, but also someone with speed and can wire a heavy shot. 16, Colorado Avalanche, Cam York, defenseman, USNDT. The USNDT dominance continues as the Avalanche take York. He's somebody that could be a top 4 D-man on somebody's roster, and is somebody that was thought out to be a lottery pick a few weeks ago, but his stock has dropped. 17, Vegas Golden Knights, Victor Sodstrom, defenseman, Brina, super elite. The Golden Knights go defense here as they take Sodstrom to add to youth to a defense that needs it. He's somebody that is a smart player that could be great offensively and is reliable defensively. 18, Dallas Stars, Ryan Suzuki, center, Barry, OHL. The younger brother of former Knights first rounder Kurt, Ryan may end up being the better prospect. He's a great skater and has good vision for the game as well as great playmaking skills. 19, Ottawa Senators from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Thomas Hartley, defenseman, Mississauga, OHL. Hartley is somebody that is an excellent two-way defenseman and is probably a steal with this pick. He is somebody that the Senators could have on their top pair down the road with Thomas Chabot. 20, Winnipeg Jets, Moritz Seider, defenseman, Adler, SCL. The Jets go defense here with the pick as they get their pick from the Rangers in their deal with Jacob Trouba. Seider is somebody that is a great two-way defenseman and is a force to be reckoned with. 21, Pittsburgh Penguins, Samuel Poulin, left wing, Sherbrooke, QMJHL. Poulin is somebody whose stock is falling to the point where he could drop into the second round. His size combined with his above-average puck handling, shooting, and playmaking skills make him an attractive power forward NHL prospect. 22, Los Angeles Kings from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Phyllis Tomasino, forward, Niagara, OHL. Tomasino is somebody that is versatile and has a knack of making plays with a ton of speed. That's something that a rebuilding team like the Kings would like. 23, New York Islanders, Matthew Robertson, defenseman, OHL, Edmonton. Robertson is somebody that provided very good two-way play this past season. He seems like somebody that Lou Lamoriello and the Islanders would take a chance on. 24, Nashville Predators, Bobby Brink, right wing, Sioux Falls, USHL. The Preds take the fast-rising winger here who can go higher than this. Brink isn't the fastest skater, but has good footwork and agility, allowing him to weave in and out of traffic and around defenders. 25, Washington Capitals, Tobias Bjornfot, defenseman, Drew Garden, super elite. Bjornfot is one of the fastest risers with less than a week to go until the draft. He's a polluted skater with escapability who can log big minutes. His quick release on his wrist helps create rebounds of seemingly harmless attempts. 26, Calgary Flames, Spencer Knight, goalie, USNDT. There hasn't been a goalie with the fire and intensity like Knight drafted this high in a while. Mike Smith is not the long-term answer in the goal for Flames, and taking a chance on Knight would be wise. 27, Tampa Bay Lightning, V.I. Hinola, defenseman, Luco, SM Legia. Hinola is somebody that is very good at attacking and making odd-man situations. His moves make people remind him of Rasmus Dahlin. 28, Carolina Hurricanes, Brett Leeson, forward, Prince Albert, WHL. Leeson is somebody rare in the sense that he was undrafted last season and now projects to be a late first or second round pick, and that says a lot on how much he has improved as a player. He can flat out score and has good size and plays a good power game. 29, Anaheim Ducks from the San Jose Sharks via Buffalo Sabres. Lassie Thompson, defenseman, Kelowna, WHL. The Ducks go with defense here with their second first rounder with Thompson. He's somebody that has the upside of being a top 4 pairing and is a good skater, but needs help on the defensive game. 30, Boston Bruins, Jacob Peteliers, forward, Moncton, QMJHL. The Bruins take a versatile forward here with their first rounder. Petelier is somebody that has great tenacity and skill as well as great at generating chances off the forecheck. 31, Buffalo Sabres from the St. Louis Blues. Connor McMichael, center, London, OHL. McMichael is someone that is very crafty and the type of player that the Sabres want to add to what could be a contender sooner rather than later. He's also great at finishing, and he stung out among a London Knights team that was loaded with scorers. Now, last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by DraftKings. We have some baseball in both college and the pros and the FIFA. We'll go with Australia here. We'll go for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping the College World Series. Look ahead to tomorrow's games in that, the World Cup, Major League Baseball, my latest NHL and NBA mock drafts, and anything else that happens in the world of sports as well as my best bet. Look out for a couple guests this afternoon, including ESPN's John Buchacross. So I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.